Welcome back to the channel, my friends. This is What Would You Make? And I have just two DIYs for you today. So we're starting with this wood round. I gave it two good coats of folk art Adirondack. Now it's dry. I'm going to go in with some Waverly Antique Wax and a dry chippy brush. So I just offloaded some of the antique wax on the napkin, and I'm just stroking this, giving it light strokes. Now that was done, I took my stencil. I think I got these from Temu when Temu just started. And this says Joy to the World. And it's the exact size as the board, which is 12 inches. So I'm just using some masking tape to tape that down securely. And I'm going to go with my paint. This is red, apple barrel, red, and then we have black, and then we have, I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So I took my dry chippy brush, another chippy brush, and I'm just stenciling on the joy. And then this is classic green, and I'm doing that with a sponge dabber. Now that's done. I'm now removing the stencil. Before I remove the stencil, I realized that I did not do the snowflake. So I'm using, this is, what is that? Waverly, I think that's Pool. Waverly chalk paint in Pool. And a stiff stencil brush. That didn't work for me, so I believe I changed it to something else. Now that is dry, all the paints, all the areas have been stenciled in. I took this red ink pad and I'm just going around the edge of the board to distress that. Now that's done. As you can see there, I do have some beads. These were already painted. The green ones were all, the red and green were already painted, and the natural ones, I got those from BB Craft years ago. I've been on YouTube 5 years, and I believe I got those in my very first year. Then I took my Andy Dandy drill, Hardell hand drill, and just drilled some holes for the hanger. And before I hang that, or before I add that, I went over it with some Mod Podge. I was trying to decide which ribbon to use. The one you see there on the board, that came from the Dollar Tree. Both of them came from the Dollar Tree, but that one was too small. Don't ask me why I was counting my fingers. I don't remember why I was counting my fingers. But anyway, after making a regular bow with the small ribbon, I realized that no, this wouldn't work. So I changed my mind and then used the bigger ribbon. No, that would just would not work. And because of how the stencil was designed, it was a little challenging to find the right spot for the ribbon. So here I am now stringing my hanger, adding those beads. And now that's done, I did go ahead and string the hanger from the back to the front. And now I'm using the other ribbon to make just a simple bow. I'm just using a piece of the jute twine to tie that. Because of how the stencil is designed, it's kind of hard to find a spot for ribbon. And I didn't want to just leave it plain like that. So that's why I chose to add a ribbon. And then the one I wanted to use was too small, so I had to use this one, which I think it turned out perfect. Let me know what you think. So I made the awareness bow, scrunch that in the middle, use the jute to tie it, and now I'm using a little strip from the same ribbon to cover up that jute, and then just glue that on right in the middle. Now because I tied the hanger from the front, I had to cover up those knots, so I took 2 half beads and just glued those down over the knot, and then glued on the bow. And there you have it, my friends. And again, don't ask me why I was pointing, I forgot. But you'll see more of that in the final reveal. Friends, if you're enjoying the video so far, go ahead and give this video a like. And if you have not yet subscribed, now would be a good time to do so. But thank you so much for joining. If we have not met yet, my name is Christine, and on this channel we do lots of budget-friendly crafting. But since you're here, let's just take a moment to thank our guest host for joining us, who is our lovely Alyssa from Lavender and Lace. And this is What Would You Make, where I host this playlist with my friend Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY. And this is all about creating with wood. And guys, this is our final playlist for this year. Next year we'll start again in January. Links to all of our channels will be in the description box below, as well as the playlist. For this one, we're going to be making a tiered tray. This is the last of 3 trays from Woodpecker's Craft. I will leave a link for these down in the description box below. And I'm using one of these dowels. I got this pack from Walmart, and this IOD transfer. So here I am measuring the length of the dowel because I'm going to cut that in 3 pieces. So I measured 3 and eventually cut 4 pieces because it makes more sense to have the riser with 4 legs. So here I'm just laying them down just to make sure that they were evenly placed. And then I took the measuring tape, and I'm doing this because I'm going to be nailing them down after I glue them in. And I want to measure from the inside to place that measurement on the outside, so I know exactly where to nail once I've glued them down. So now that I have my markings down, I'm using bits of masking tape to just cover a little spot where the legs are going to be glued down. You want to have wood, raw wood on raw wood. So the tape is just to prevent the paint from getting on that side, because yes, I'm going to paint. So I'm doing all of this before I actually start painting. So next I took the sanding block and I'm just sanding down the roughness just to prep it for painting. Sanded it down, and now I'm going to use Waverly chalk paint in white. And I'm giving the riser 2 good coats, and I didn't like that it was too white, so now I'm going in with some, and I still did not like how it looked, so I went in with some multi-surface. I think this is creamer. I also painted the underneath, painted my legs as well, and now it's time to put that together. I did leave this for a few days to dry properly, and now I'm going to be adding my transfer. So I'm making sure that the surface is all clean with no dust or anything. And then I remove the carrier sheet, place the transfer down, and I'm going to just use the little stick that it came with. Then once you're done, you just use the back of the carrier sheet to just burnish that. Love it, love it, love it. Guys, I did this for maybe about 3 weeks ago, And here I am just getting the chance to edit. Next, I use a clear wax to finish that. So now I want to add the legs. I took the same sheet that the transfer came from and just rest the riser on top of that, but just so I don't mess up the front. And now I'm adding the legs using some wood glue as well as a little hot glue. And there is where I had the tape. I took that off and now I'm adding that. If you are here for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate you coming over. If you're coming over from any of the other channels, I hope you would consider subscribing and make sure to hype the video if you see that icon there. I've never seen it, trust me. I've been watching videos and I've never seen that hype button, but if you see it on this one, please go ahead and hype it. So after I glued that in, as you can see, now I'm using some little small nails with my little handy dandy. This is actually a jewelry hammer that I'm using here. And once I indicate or mark where I needed to nail, I just nail those in. And now I'm using a little of the same multi-surface paint to just cover the nail heads. And you never know that there are nails there. At the beginning of the video, I said I only had 2 DIYs, but here comes number 3. I totally forgot that I had done this one. So these are some tumbling tower blocks that I had created something from, and I just pulled them apart and left these squares, and I'm just sanding them down. They were already painted, and after I sanded them down, I gave them just a coat of the white paint just to touch up those areas, and then I'm going to paint each of them with these colors. And now they're painted. This is what it looks like. Now I decided to make some tiny buffalo check ribbon. There I have 2 of them on the side. I just did the awareness fold, scrunch in the middle, and I'm using a piece of flower wire to just hold that together. And I'm struggling because I have my gloves on. Now guys, I have to put the gloves on because something is wrong with my nails and I applied some treatment to it. So because I know that I would be crafting, I didn't want anything to interfere with the treatment, so that's why I have the gloves on. So now I have my bows made. I'm just trimming down the tails, and I found this gold leaf petal thing, which I think is so cute. I'm just going to cut some pieces from that, maybe 2 petals each. So I want to take a moment to thank all of my subscribers, those that have been with me for many years and those that have joined recently, and also to those that are watching but have not yet subscribed. I understand that I have people watching from India, Bangladesh, Ghana. Yes, so if you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so. If you're enjoying the content, I would appreciate if you would subscribe, and also like, comment, share. Any action that you take on the video signals to YouTube that you enjoy the content, and they will help to push that out to more viewers like yourself. I ditched the gloves because it was too cumbersome to work with. And there I was showing you what my nails look like. But anyway, they're getting better. So here I'm gluing in these tiny Christmas trees that I got in a pack from Walmart. The best time to buy your Christmas stuff at Walmart is after the season. So that's when I had gotten these. And I thought that they looked so cute inside here. So I glue them in and glue on my bows, and now it's time to add our hanger. I only had these little pieces of ribbon. The white piece was long enough to make two for the green and the gold, and I had that red piece on for the red one, and I'm just gluing them down. After I glue them down, I am going to add a small piece of brown paper just to cover that up, and then I'm going to use some paint to paint over the paper. Next, I am going to use some Mod Podge Multi to seal everything in. Now here is our scripture, Matthew 6:33 and 34. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And you can reflect on that scripture. And here we are for the final reveal. Here is our tray. This was created a few weeks ago, right around the time when I was making these snowmen, and I just did not get to post it, but here it is now. And this is our wood round, Joy to the World. Those are the paints that I used. But let me know which one of these was your favorite, and don't forget to check the playlist down below. And there you have it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed crafting with you today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more creative projects like these. And tap that notification bell as well so you never miss an upload. Need more inspiration? Click right here for other fun DIYs. Happy crafting, stay safe, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!